This video was brought to you by Canadians United Against Modern Exclusion. To learn more, go to CUAME.ca. In 2023, two long-standing Chinese community organizations in Montreal suddenly found themselves at the center of a national security controversy. The Service à la Famille Chinois du Grand Montréal and the Centre Sino-Québec de la Rive Sud, trusted institutions that had supported newcomers for decades, were publicly accused by the RCMP of operating as Chinese police stations. But there was a problem. There was no evidence. For decades, these organizations have been a backbone of Quebec's Chinese community. They offer everything from language classes to legal and job support, interpretation services, and programs for seniors. For many new immigrants, these centers were a lifeline and place of cultural familiarity, until the allegations hit. The RCMP's announcement can be traced back to a report published in 2022 by a Spanish NGO called Safeguard Defenders. In their report, they warned of Chinese police stations operating in several countries that allegedly persuade Chinese nationals abroad who face criminal charges in China to return. But critically, the report never identified the two Montreal community centers as police stations and actually explicitly noted that the centers were not the focus of their allegations. Despite this, media coverage suggested that there was concrete evidence of suspicious ties to the Chinese government. The RCMP offered no clarification, no evidence, no details, not even a definition of what a police station meant in this context. This all seems to suggest that the RCMP's investigation was driven by a perceived association with the Chinese government rather than by actual evidence or even allegations of wrongdoing. The impact on the centers was immediate and devastating. Their funding was cut by more than 70%, which meant that they had to cancel French classes and suspend programs for seniors. Meanwhile, newcomers to Canada, who relied on the centers for housing and job assistance, were left without support. But the crisis was not only financial. Fear quickly spread within the community. Those who continued to visit the centers risked being seen as Chinese spies, and those who defended the centers feared consequences from the RCMP. Some families stopped reaching out for help, worried that contacting the centers might look suspicious. Through all of this, the RCMP remained silent. By announcing that the centers were under investigation without later offering clarification, progress updates, or closure, the RCMP allowed serious allegations to hang in the air for more than 2 years. This past September, the RCMP quietly concluded their investigation without recommending any charges. They offered no explanation or acknowledgement of the reputational and material harm the organizations had suffered, and offered no apology. Because of how the RCMP handled the investigation, it became a trial in the court of public opinion rather than a court of law. The two centers were judged not for their actions, but for their perceived association with China. This case illustrates how modern exclusion operates, not through formal bans or overt prejudice, but through suspicion and silence that can isolate entire communities. This case also reflects a broader pattern that Canadians United Against Modern Exclusion aims to spotlight and confront. Visit our website to read the whole case study and our other articles on modern exclusion. Links can be found in the description below.